Good morning, guys. I want to show you something beautiful. I want to show you my garden. Today we're going to do a garden tour. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shamira Benson, one part of Team Benson, and today I'm going to give you guys a garden tour because it is going to be the last that you will see of my summer garden. After this, it will be all fall. Now, I am zone 9B in Phoenix, Arizona, so you'll see a lot of things in my garden that are probably not in other people's gardens, and that is because we're in a desert. We're in a hot desert, so this is our time to shine. This is the best time for our gardens. It's our favorite time of the year to garden and all of those things. So my garden is going to be completely full by the end of this week with all of its things that it's going to grow throughout the winter, the fall, our little short fall, our winter, and then also our little short spring. Actually, our fall is longer than our winter. So winter is the one that's short, and then our little short spring. But we're going to be able to harvest from these vegetables, to be able to eat these vegetables and preserve these vegetables because it is one of the longest times that you can grow. It's our really long growing season right now. So I'm going to take you guys on a little bit of tour just so we can all say goodbye to some of those things that are coming out of the garden. Not the pumpkin though. The pumpkin, it's staying. Okay guys, so first let's start off with what's all going to be added pretty soon. Now we have all of our greens. I found some extra collards, pretty excited about that. We have collard greens, we have dinosaur kale, we have celery, we also have some flowers, zinnias, and some more French marigolds. Those are more collard greens. We have some Paris Island lettuce, and I think those are more collard greens, or nope, those ones are broccoli. And then we have the things that I have been hardening off from what I grew inside. We have some, I think these ones are the Kentucky Wonder Beans, so I need to find an arch for those. In between this, we have some Swiss chard in there. We have some peas, and then over here, we have lots of different bok choys and lettuces and just a bunch of different stuff like that. I think there's even some more kale in there too. So all of this stuff is going to be going into the garden. I'm trying not to trip on it. But already we have so much of our fall garden put in. As you guys know, we have been working really hard to get this fall garden in the month of October because this is our planting season. So up here we have all the onion sets. Look at all of those, guys. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm hoping to have a really good, successful onion harvest from there. Below, now this one is our cascading Vago garden bed. Below is going to be all of our kitchen herbs. We have rosemary, sage, parsley, basil. We have the cilantro that is coming up that we planted the seeds not too long ago. We have some oregano, some lemon thyme, and some dill. And over here we have one more parsley because we love parsley. And then we also have a mojito mint that is starting to grow wild. And then below it we have some French marigolds with some radishes in between. We have a little bucket of radishes there. This is the time you want to start just putting radishes everywhere. Actually, this whole season, just put them wherever you want to put them. They'll grow. And then we have this beauty. Now this is our pumpkin, guys, which look at here below. We have some little pumpkins coming in. I'm hoping that they really get in before it starts to get chilly because the temperatures will probably drop in a couple of weeks. So I'm hoping that the plant's strong enough to produce me some pumpkins. Below it, we have some spinach with a French marigold in between. I am going to put something on that little rock. I just don't know, or the bricks. I just don't know what I'm going to put on there, but the spinach and the French marigolds are doing pretty well together. So guys, you will see a lot in my garden that is considered summer vegetables in a lot of other people's garden, and that's because we reach temperatures of like 118 and 120 degrees during the summer. So all of those things we can't really grow during that time. We could, I mean, it would just be a lot of effort and work and probably a lot of plant loss to do that. Some of the things we grow, like, you know, our amazing Armenian cucumber, and that does just fine. But a lot of like our squashes, I tend to plant either early in the spring and and they're done by like midsummer, or I plant them in the fall or early summer, no, sorry, midsummer well, end of summer, and so then they're ready by the fall. But it's always a gamble of if it's going to be strong enough to survive some of the colder temperatures and not attract a lot of aphids. Now over here we have Tomato Alley, which guys, we've lost one. So we need to go get a replacement for that. But all of the other ones took, the transplants took, and they look really, really nice. Like look at that. The stem is really starting to get strong on that one. We have that one over there. Remember the ones we had to cover because they got eaten by tomato hornworms because I didn't take care of my transplants? It's looking great. Also the one over there, look at that, it's growing back. In between here we have some purple basil, and then we also have a habanero over here. And over here we have our Tabasco pepper, which already has some Tabascos on it. And then look at how beautiful this is, guys. This one is also the squash that, once again, I said, you know, sometimes we have to plant things early and it just gets attacked. Well, I planted this one first early in the summer and it got eaten all the way down to the nubs. We covered it up with a little trash bag or a little trash can like that. And look at that, it's back. So hopefully we'll get some squash on here soon, or sorry, zucchini. So I usually garden by zones. This zone is the first zone to start getting transplants and different things like that and seeds dropped in the ground, because usually this zone is empty. This is one of the hottest spots in my garden during the summer, so I really don't plant that much in here. But when I start to put things in, I put them in here because all of the stuff out here is still providing us food. But our middle zone is a lot of the pots. So we kind of break it up. Usually I do like, this is like zone 2 and then going around and all the way to this being like zone 9, which is like one of like the last places I put in stuff because it's so hot right here. Like this is the absolute hottest part of my garden. Now, guys, we lost one of our trees. I was trying to save this tree all summer long. This is like a 10-year-old tree. It's a dwarf Mexican lime and it's gone. I don't think there's no bringing that back, but it's okay. We are going to find a new lemon tree, a better one that doesn't stick me, because it did have stickers. Our grapevine Yuli is doing pretty well. We need to put some more dirt in the pot. Yuli is actually going up on the land because it is yet to fruit any grapes because it needs more room. So it grows beautiful leaves every year and then doesn't grow any sets, but that's okay. And then we have our mulberry, which I am so afraid, guys, that the mulberry is actually rooted in the ground. Which I need to talk to an arborist. If you guys are an arborist out there, let me know if I have to end up breaking the mulberry's roots that are rooted in the ground, because this one I really wanted to put out on our land. Now, I have mastered a lot of things in my garden, but most of my trees I don't know anything about. I just planted them and hope for the best. That mulberry, I thought when he said it was a dwarf mulberry that it was going to be like a bush. It is not. It is standing well over 7 feet tall. Not a bush. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be busting out of that pot pretty soon. I was trying to wait until the fall in order to plant it because where our homestead is, if you guys are new, we also have a homestead that we are starting to build out. We have 40 acres that is north of Phoenix, and it has a lot of water in the land. It sits like on an aquifer. So I want to put the tree up there because everybody said you don't have to water during the winter. So I thought it'd be a great time to transplant it right after monsoon season. But I don't know, it seems pretty stuck where it's at. Now in our dragon fruit Vago beds, we have some tomatoes. So I did what you guys told me. I strung it up versus wrapping it around. And so they're still a little windy, the plants are. So I'm just kind of like letting them figure themselves out. They'll probably straighten up once they start seeing the sun a little bit more. I just did this morning, but these are our big beefsteak tomatoes. And then we have some leeks that I transplanted in there. Now, all of those little big beefsteak tomatoes 100% popped up. I got transplants because I was so freaked out that the seeds wouldn't pop up in time, but you know what? They popped up. So what I think I'm gonna do is try and dig them out a little bit and then give them to people because they're good plants and they're strong plants, so they will do well. We have our banana peppers here and there, and then we have potatoes here and here. Everybody wondering about those little potatoes I planted? Yep, they have potatoes, or they're growing potatoes. So soon we'll have some. I have been hilling them up, so I need to do it again, but they have been growing really, really fast. Still haven't put anything in this pot yet. This is going to be one that gets something. And then over here we have some little leeks that I had started from seeds. And then these ones are our sweet Marconi red peppers. And then we have our curry tree that's right over here. So guys, potatoes are one of those things that I just let sprout in the house, and whenever they're done sprouting and they have like some good roots on them, I just throw them in a pot and I just let them go. So I kind of grow potatoes pretty much all year long. Like during the hottest part of the summer, they don't really grow, but they pretty much grow all year long. The winter they grow slower, but it's always like a nice crop during the spring. So I have some russet potatoes because I got 50 pounds of potatoes for $11 at the chef store. So I was really excited about that. And I was gonna can a bunch, but we've just been using them. So there were a couple that are already sprouted. So I'm gonna be throwing those in some of the bigger pots that I have. Now, not much is going on over here. This is gonna be getting a makeover, but as you can see, we are already protecting our cabbages, because this would be a time that the cabbage looper would be all over these things, which they were. As you guys can see, they had a little bit of damage when I purchased them, but I rinsed them off and I covered them. And as you can see, it's helping. Like, it's really, really helped. So that's pretty good. We have our Armenian cucumber just kind of sprawling out. I've been cutting it back, so I've been trying to make sure I'm not cutting the vines that have the Armenians on there so I can finish growing them out. But our pumpkin is already trying to touch the Armenian cucumber, which Armenian cucumber is going, and unfortunately our Malabar spinach is going to have to go too, because it's so intertwined in it. I just don't even know how to make it survive this jungle. But look at this, guys. Our indigo is also really big and pretty. Now the indigo is also going out on the land. That is supposed to get really big. So it also probably needs to get out of this fabric pot, which I thought it was gonna be smaller, but I don't know, I didn't really ask. I know that it's supposed to have flowers that you can use as a dye. So I think that's gonna be really pretty. And I think it'll just be really gorgeous and something to attract bees out on our property. And then these pots still need to get planted out, but we have a sweet mint right in the middle. That one is our stevia. And then over here, we have some cucumbers that look like they are just absolutely struggling. They look terrible during the day, and then they just look crazy right now. And then they each have a bean next to it, a pioneer bush bean. This whole thing was supposed to be pioneer bush beans, but the only ones that popped up were that one and that one. So we just let them grow. It's sad because we're gonna have like maybe a bean, but it is what it is. Now peeking out over here, because we have our peppers, is gonna be our serrano pepper, which threw off a lot of fruit. I'm sitting here looking at this thing, guys, and I didn't even realize how much fruit it threw off. Look at that. That's crazy. Okay guys, I went to go turn off the AC, but I came back out to see the biggest bumblebee ever. Now's their time to come out and shine, so they're excited about all of the big flowers because those are the ones that they love. So guys, I'm never really worried about bees because those things are huge. They pollinate everything. I'm really hoping that we get the female flowers to open up soon, like little pumpkins, because yeah, there will be tons of pumpkins because I always have at least one a morning. I don't think they like to be around each other, so I'll get like one really big one in the morning. I'm looking at my neighbor's tree right now, and there's two really big ones on there, but they're on opposite sides of the tree. So yeah, we had the the honeybees earlier in the summer, and now we get the big bumblebees. They're beautiful. So about these pepper plants. Now my serrano pepper is all like just really, really leggy and really, really tall, probably taller than what normal serrano peppers are. And so is my jalapenos because they've been covered by this Armenian cucumber. So they've been kind of like reaching out to try and find light, but they're fruiting like crazy. At least the serrano is. So up here we have the big Armenian cucumber, and then like even like all the way up here we have serrano peppers. Like, you guys see that? That's crazy. That's so crazy. But we just have these little Armenians everywhere. I was just looking and oh yeah, see, there's one right there. There's also one right there. There's one over there. I just picked one this morning, but looking up here, you guys see them all over the arch? There's one right there, right there, right there, and right there. This is why my arch is like breaking right now underneath this weight. So I gotta get this plant down pretty soon so I can repair that arch. But we have the jalapenos right underneath it. I don't think the jalapenos have started fruiting yet. They probably need a little, oh no, they're starting to get little buds on them. So they will be soon, but I need to kind of prune these back and maybe like push them back so that then I can use all this space below. Because I grew cabbages down here last time and that was wonderful. My holy basil is just smelling amazing. This is another one I want to get out on the land. It grew this way to try and get more sun because the Armenian cucumber was such a bully this year. Look at all of the Malabar spinach. I'm so sad. I wanted to try and keep my Malabar spinach this year, but the base of it looks crazy. So I think I'm just going to start over next year with it because it won't survive like the winter. Well, it will, but it just won't be happy with how I'll have to cut it back in order to get it out. This one is our poblano pepper. It has lots of flowers on it. Way more than last year. I love growing second year peppers because second year peppers do amazing, especially when it comes to things like poblanos. But to sit in my favorite spot only to realize that my holy basil has taken over it. So my poblano peppers, they're a bigger pepper, and the first year they'll grow, but the second year, if I can get them to over summer, I say over summer because they have to survive like that 120 degrees. So if I can get them to do that, they will produce amazingly. Guys, there's so many. See that? More Armenian cucumbers and more Armenian cucumbers. There's even one right over there. Hold on. You guys see that? More Armenian cucumbers. There are just so many. Down here looks like a wild jungle. I'm surprised that this arch is holding up. See up top here, the arch is supposed to be above the bar, not below the bar like it is that one. So all of this is coming out. These are all of our okra. They're all done and gone. A lot of like our pots back there, we need to see which ones are broken and take those out and then just clean up all of these vines because we have all of our broccoli going in over here. We have the peas going in right here, and then our early girl tomatoes are actually doing pretty well, which, oh, I forgot to show you guys our black cherry tomato. It's doing pretty good too. It's reaching for the sun, so that's how you know it's time to really remove this Armenian cucumber. The last thing I wanted to show you guys is our evening primrose is coming back. That is what this right here is. We have a little bit of weeds in here from the winter or from the summer and the monsoon rains, but this is evening primrose. So pretty excited about that. Can't wait for it to grow because this one I really want to make some skincare out of. But yeah, isn't it gorgeous? I am just loving this garden and I am really gonna miss this big giant thing. All right, guys, well, that is it. That's the garden in all of its glory. And it is going to be so sad to say goodbye to some of the things like having okra and Armenian cucumbers, but it's going to be nice to welcome all of the greens and the lettuces and all those fun things. The city is starting to wake up and get really loud, so that's how you know it's time for me to go inside and work. So I hope that you guys are finding your rest and your peace for all of you guys that grew big, long summer gardens. And if you're needing something a little bit for the green, I will be planting here and growing here so you guys can see a nice full green garden over here with me. So until next time, grow yourselves a garden, and all of you desert gardeners, make sure you're growing a garden because now's our time and now's our season. But until next time, grow yourselves a garden because even a small space can provide you with tons of food. Bye, guys.